What is up, everybody? Josh here again, and today we have an Icarus Week 59 update. This week we have some changes to the dedicated servers. They added some neat quality of life improvements on those, and also tons of bug fixes and more. Let's get into it, shall we? Week 59 dedicated server fixes. Icarus Week 59 update dedicated server search results revamp. Our dedicated server search results have a visual revamp and addressed a large number of bugs and UI errors. Week 59 is here, and we focus this update on multiple dedicated server and core game bugs and improvements that have been reported and ticketed over the New Year period. The dedicated server search functionality has received an overhaul with new ways to tag and sort your favorite servers and faster load times with more details to make scanning results simpler and more efficient. A large number of core game bugs were reported to us by the player base, and we've addressed the majority of them this week. Checking out the long list below with more in the patch notes. Finally, we've gone into depth about our strategy for dealing with ongoing performance issues and 5 key areas that build on our approach. So this week we have some dedicated server fixes. They are improving the dedicated search results functionality this week, thanks to community feedback. They added the ability to search for servers via IP address with its own Direct Connect tab. They did disable the engine LAN search option for Steam's LAN searching instead, due to the game crashing while switching search types. The game version on dedicated server results that are out of date are now easier to read. Added friend and history tabs to the server browser. If you join a server now, I'll add it to the history tab, and now you can see 10,000 server results. Servers will now show up as they appear without the need to refresh the list or restart the game. And you can mark your servers as favorites, and they'll show up in the favorites tab. They also added the ability to connect via LAN for local connections, with its own LAN tab in the table. Server tabs are now ordered Internet, Favorites, History, LAN, Friends, and Direct Connect. This week also includes some core game fixes, alongside the dedicated search results and improvements. You can now rotate wall signs and fix the yellow border around reinforced glass. When you're on a mount, you now get the out of bounds check. Fix the issue with the healing module not getting its aura. And they also fixed geysers and their spawning issues. And they fixed the issue where killing animals with your buffalo could fail due to a bug, and you can no longer deploy items in the space station. And they finally fixed the fridge and ice box where they were displaying incorrect spoilage timers for clients, causing issues with spoilage. And the bug that's causing sort options to be broke is now fixed. The UI also received a fix. Fixed the bug where you were losing attachments. And also you can control click and lose an item in space. And your grace period, or where you're immune to being damaged when you drop in the drop ship, is now fixed for all players. And they fixed spoilage of some things where we wouldn't do proper multipliers, like sturdy stocks talent, how it would modify it. They fixed that bug. And damage types and colors have now been revamped, with new damage types being added for future content. And failing damage is now displayed when cutting down trees instead of melee damage. So when you hit join and go to dedicated servers up here in the right hand side, you'll notice that it's different now. So we now have the option for the internet. This is where you can see all the services available currently on Steam, and where you can search for servers. You can also sort them by being locked or having a different version. We also now have a favorites tab, and all servers to the left of the server has a little star icon that you can hit, and that will actually make it your favorite. And whenever you do so, it'll show up in your favorites tab here. You can also search the filters as well and search your favorites as well. Like so. And this also works in the internet tab. Like for example, if you're going to see our servers, and yes, we do now have a new server. It's called Late Night Stream Public. This is a 100% public server that you do not need a password for, and that anybody can play on at your own risk. Of course, we still have our East and West servers as well. And if you wanted to join these servers and get the password, just join our Discord. The link's in the description. And as you can see here on our history tab, we have dropped down on some random prospect, and now it's saved in our history. LAN, of course, you could play with people that's in your local area network and search that way. And of course, friends, you can search for your friends on dedicated servers as well. One of the coolest parts of the newest update is Direct Connect. And Direct Connect will let you enter in the IP and port of the server that you want to connect. So if you have an IP and port number for the server that you really want to connect to, like for example, here's the one for our dedicated server that is public. If you want, I'll put this in the description down below. Type in or copy and paste by right-clicking and copying and paste, whatever. You can right-click and paste in this box and put that in, and then hit confirm. And look, it brings up our public server. Click it, join it, do whatever you want. Looks like some people have made a few things on our public server. Oh look, a public open world. The next thing to speak about on our list is performance. And for new players and old, performance is a frequent topic of conversation over on Icarus and Icarus Discord. And they say that they're aware of how important it is to all of us. And at this time, they say they have half of their Icarus team dedicated to this task. And they want to go over 5 major areas that they are going to be focusing on in the near future. They want to focus on engine performance, game systems, memory, stutters and garbage collection, and connection issue. Under the engine performance, that would be referring to the Unreal Engine 4 that they're running on. And they just talk about how they tweak the system a little bit to achieve their goals. Under game systems, they just talk about how they've brought several gameplay features to the game. And they're working on minimizing the number of operations that need to occur on each frame. Under memory, they're saying that their focus is to scrutinize the dependencies that form between objects and remove them whenever they can. And under stutters and garbage collection, apparently garbage collection will make the game stutter when large amounts of memory are reclaimed at once. And they're looking for ways to minimize the impact of that step. And under connection, they're trying to reduce the number of packets sent on the network and reduce the number of packets that need sent each frame. And they state how in the next few weeks, they're looking to address all those issues mentioned above. All these changes and optimizations are cumulative, with the improvements to performance in the last 12 months a reflection of the piece-by-piece approach. And that's it for as far as content goes. We do have a lot of changes and a large changelog this week, so let's go over that, shall we? Under the fixed and quality of life improvements, they did update the dropship text to clarify the workshop items in the inventory are returned to the station as well. Made a few fixes to typos and dialogue subtitles. Looks like giant steaks and leather is now seen in the drying rack. And the shield break now has a custom audio. Multiple geysers don't spawn now, and they are preventing from resetting. You can also no longer sort inventories marked as move only, such as overflow bags, NPC corpses, etc. Fixing bugs where trying to sort one of the inventories would remove all contents. And any attachments that are removed from the bench are now moved to the main inventory when modified item is shifted. Fix the naming with mounts. It looks like some mount issues. And it looks like mission timers are now showing the correct values in the UI. Player footsteps noises are now tagged correctly, so NPCs can differentiate them from other noises. So that means that NPCs and animals can now hear you and your footsteps. And sorting by tag in containers is fixed. They also fixed a bug where deployment placement will become desynced between server clients sometimes. They say that they removed the old crafting recipes for the old fishing rod and trap as these are no longer valid. Don't freak out. I'll read something here in a minute. Another mention of how they rebalance footsteps. Rebalance how footsteps noises are perceived by aggressive NPCs. Footstep noise slowly builds up NPC aggression based on distance rather than triggering detection on the first footstep heard. So it seems maybe a little bit more realistic now with how NPCs hear you, or hostile NPCs hear you, and how they react to that. And down below that it says balance changes to aggressive AI, slightly increasing time to detect players. It's a little bit harder for them to detect you now. It kind of ramps up, it seems like. This is one that Mrs. Streamer's going to love. Corpses currently held by player are no longer valid targets for carnivorous NPCs looking for food. And we have some future content this week. So they're adding 2 new fishing rods, 2 fishing traps, 1 lure, a wall mount. Yes, a wall mount. That sounds awesome. 1 aquarium and the fishing bench talents. So we're going to have a fishing bench. Also blueprints, recipes, and unlocks. And they're setting up fishing alterations and lures, adding new gameplay tags and fishing inventory setup, and setting up new fishing deployables. Looks like they're talking a little bit more about spiders and spider death animation sounds and audio.
Hey Dave, we're getting spiders still.
She don't care. Adding spider roar and spot sound. Talking about the lava river some more. Adding spider move sound and other small adjustments to the spider distance filtering for the footsteps. More updates to the spider, more vocalizations added to IMS, and also added shoot web sound effects. Small reduction in volume of spider and other balance tweaks. Talk a little bit about the Rock Dog Enrage Sizzle layer. And talk a little bit about balance adjustments to the needler. Significantly lower volume, less spawn rate. Some spider balances. Also added a click ambient creatures to the lava biome when around foliage. Separating melee and projectile damage types from physical, still stat driven. Looks like we got some sledgehammer description and lore. Ooh, lore. That's something I'd love to see some more in this game. They're doing a lot of work on the spiders this week. Spider body sound and adjustments to Snow Striker animation notification timing. Submitting a mini lava bomber and textures. The sledgehammer also is getting a whoosh animation sound. This is interesting. Setting meshes for raw and clean exotic resources. Raw and clean exotics? Adding recipes and talents for exotic harvester and processor. Maybe they have something to do with the raw and clean exotic. Setting up an exotic tree node and harvesting device. An exotic tree node? That's so cool. And they added an exotic processor mesh and setting up the actor states. So we're going to get an exotic processor and we're going to have raw and clean exotics and an exotic tree. Fixing raw exotic resource mesh. Working a little bit on the brick tier items. And now adding deployables to the pre-built structure system. Adding basic fishing data structures, stats, spawn configs, zones, library functions, and catch fish. Adjustment to the spider whoosh. Added basic fish and fish chunk items for testing and separating them from the existing fish item. Fix fish weight and length stats being the opposite of what they were. So there's going to be a weight and length system to the fish you catch. They're adding some new stats which affect various stats of fish which are caught, and modified fishing library functions to take in a generic actor of the fisher so objects other than the player can fish. Fishing traps, for example. And they added the basic stats to the fishing rod. So it seems like we might be getting fishing and fishing rods maybe soon. Hopefully. Then they also worked a lot on the spiders this week. And that looks like that's it for this week's changelog. And this is the part where we go and say thank you to our members again. Sergio, Saracen, Wolfie, Brian, Henderson, and KHX73. Thank you so much for being members. If you'd like to support the channel and become a member, you can join on our homepage. Just hit join on the homepage and you can join the late night crew for $4.99 a month. This helps support the channel and you also get some pretty neat emotes as well they can use anywhere on our channel. You also get a shout out just like the other 5 did and support us as a channel. And I promise we're working on our updated videos. I worked on the new tips and trick video this week and I had some real life issues that I had to take care of, but I'm getting close to it being done. So look forward to the new video, at least one new video this week, and I'll try to get the other ones out as soon as possible. And we did a Discord contest last week. It was in the description of our last weekly update video. So in the comments of our last video, we stated that the first person to tell us on our Discord in private message only, of course, the correct amount of drop-down extractors that were in this update video, said person will get a role added to their Discord name that only they will have. Only one person will have this role, and it's called the Observant one. Their text will be green. And so far, we haven't had anybody guess the correct number of extractors. So during this video, what is up everybody, Josh here again, and today we have an Icarus Week 58 update. This week, they've added DLC extractors. Kind of like this one right here. There's your one freebie. If nobody guesses that by next Friday, we'll go ahead and close the contest and release the video showing where they all are located. Good luck. Oh, we have a subscriber stream the 27th, just to let everybody know, at 9:00 p.m. We'll be using the worst streaming section over here in our Discord to do that stream, and probably the streams from now on that we're letting people join. And all you got to do is request to talk. Seems like dedicated servers are still bugged though. Because when you try to join it the first time, kick you out, and then second time you join it, they'll let you go through no problem. And guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We do Icarus updates like this every week, and also Icarus content. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Peace.